everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Anand. I am back with part 2 of answering all your questions. Thank you again for so much love, and I know you're here from the real, so I'm going to dive right into it. I've got questions written down in this notebook, so if I'm looking down, it's to read those and answer them for you. Starting with my first question, how do I choose my course? This was one of the most asked questions. I'm in 10th grade, I'm in 11th grade, what course should I do? What stream should I choose? How do you choose what stream to go for? And so on. So if you study in India, I think there is a golden rule that you've got options, major options between science, commerce and arts. It's a very simple thing that I've noticed over the years, which is if you take science, you can go into any other stream like commerce and arts. If you take commerce, it's easy to do commerce and arts, but when you do take arts or humanities, as you call it is a bit tougher to then take a degree in commerce or science. For example, if you are taking commerce in 11th and 12th and then you decide to take architecture or you want to pursue architecture, it's a bit tough because I believe that you do need to take science in 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th to pursue architecture. Now it's a really small thing, but I'd say start thinking about what your interests are. I'm not saying you have to know if you want to go into specifically humanities or psychology or marketing, but I'd say get your options so that you know that you should take commerce so that you can do both psychology or business management depending on what you want after 2 years. If you are in 9th or 10th, don't worry too much unless you do have to go into medical, etc. But if you are taking commerce, I took commerce in 11th and 12th and I was a science student in 9th and 10th, so that's what I did. But to each their own. I just don't want you to regret once you have come out of 12th saying, oh, I wish I did science because now I want to pursue something that you're not allowed to just because you didn't take those subjects. So if you think you can handle science, I'd say definitely go for it. I'm going to be speaking mostly about the UK just because most questions are about UK, but there are obviously different things for different countries, especially US, Canada, Australia, which are the most famous ones apart from the UK where people go to study. So that's how you sort of choose your course. Once you have come out of your 12th, you just need to know what sort of interests you. So if you're between class grade of 10th to 12th, I'd say explore with free courses. The internet is a lovely place with so many resources. Just read up random articles on your subject. You can always even learn about different modules that the universities offer and sort of Google them, see what you like, see what you don't like, but research. I'd say keep researching. It's such a nice way to sort of get to know the subject. You can also do free courses. I know Google offers free courses. LinkedIn Learning is a great platform. Udemy is a great platform. Just Udemy courses also cost really less. So if you just want to take a random course on, let's say, marketing, and then you'll realize if you actually really like it, if you like learning about it, you might hate it, but at least you'll know that you hate it. So use those 3 years to really know what you're getting into. With the UK, the nice thing is that you can really get to specialize in degrees that you want. For example, in India, you might have to do a BBA if you want to go into business management, and then in your 3rd year, you get to specialize. Whereas in the UK, you get to specialize from the 1st year itself. So you can do a degree in finance specifically, teaching you about finance in year 1, 2, 3. Next question is, what do I study and where do I study? I do a BSc in management with marketing from the University of Bath. Bath is a city located 2 hours away from London. It is a 4-year course including a placement. If you don't know what a placement is, I mentioned that in my previous video, so make sure to watch that and get to know what I'm doing and why I'm in London right now. The next most asked question is about scholarships. I did a basics of scholarships in my previous video, but I'm delving a bit deeper into it. I mentioned what scholarship I got in my previous video, so make sure you check it out. I did not have to apply for my scholarship. It was an automatic process while I was just applying to the university, so I didn't have to fill out any application forms. This is a general thing that I have noticed in the UK, but all your top universities, you're probably top 10, top 20, I don't think they do great scholarships, unfortunately. I've seen a lot of them do, but a lot of them don't. Sorry, my washing machine just went off. Okay, so a lot of universities here do scholarships. I know a lot of people who came here on almost 50% scholarship, and some got even more than that. But my university doesn't do great scholarships for international students. It does do nice scholarships for people in the UK, and I mentioned this in my previous video as well. But it's all about research. So try researching universities that will give you more scholarships as an international student as well. And I'm pretty sure you will find loads of them online. I can't name them because there are just so many universities in the UK, but I'm pretty sure a quick Google search will help you get a few of them. Next up is finances. This is another one most asked question that I've got in my DMs. Is what are your finances? How expensive is the UK? Do you think I can come? The UK is very expensive. Studying abroad in general is a very, very expensive thing to do. You have to have either a scholarship or you have to find your way around things if you don't come from a strong financial background. I'm going to be brutally honest and tell you it is super expensive and it is not for everybody. And I know a lot of you sort of came into my DMs and told me that, you know, we have financial problems, or if my parents don't sort of allow me, how do you go about it? I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I think that's what my reel was about. It was about being passionate and about hard work. So if you are willing to sort of find your ways around, say, as a student, let's say you're allowed to work 20 hours a week. Now, if you use that to sort of really do 20 hours a week, but also focus on your studies equally, manage to get a scholarship, I think it's possible. I will never say it's impossible because there are just so many opportunities in the world, but you have to work hard for them. They won't just come to you on a platter, and it won't be easy. I'm fortunate enough to even say this sentence, and I say this with the privilege that I have, that my parents were kind enough and so supportive enough to send me here. It's been my mom's dream to send me to study abroad. She really wanted to study abroad, so I think I'm living her dream, and I'm so grateful for my parents for doing that for me. I don't think I can express that enough to them, but it was all my parents and the little scholarship that I got automatically. So yes, it's a tedious process. Living in London is extremely expensive. I think this is why people also choose a university that is not in London specifically, but other parts of the UK, because other parts are just so much cheaper compared to London. But if you are planning to come to London, you have to sort of make sure your finances are in check. That is a huge part of something that you have to decide before coming, to make sure that you have enough finances to cover tuition, accommodation, your living expenses, and have some extra in case of emergencies. Also, how easily will you fly back home and sort of what happens. So I don't want you to fall into trouble because you haven't thought of it. So plan that out either with your parents or by yourself. Research well and figure that out before you definitely come here. So my next video is definitely going to be about application processes and exactly how I applied to UK universities and how you can do that. I can also give you a bit of sort of tips to research for the US and for Australia, because I did that myself, and for Canada as well. So while I was researching, I was looking at all of these countries, and I'll tell you why I chose the UK, and then obviously you can sort of make your decision. It might help you, it might not. I'm just trying to sort of put all that information out there for you. But before I end this video, I think I just want to sort of accumulate everything that I've said before and tell you that there are about 3 to 5 things that you have to keep in mind before you even consider coming. So one is have you done the subjects that you're required to do? So for example, like I said before, if you are doing finance, have you done accounts or math in 11th and 12th, because that might be a major requirement. If you have taken humanities now, there is very less possibility or lower chances of you getting into a university for finance or business related things, because they will obviously prefer a student who has done commerce or economics for a business degree, right? Number two is finding your course. You actually go up to any university, you Google any university name, you go to their student page, you go to their course page, you will always find the course units, which means your modules or your subjects, as we say in India. So you will see what courses you're learning and what are your subjects for that particular year. And you can obviously Google them and see what that sort of entails, and if you're interested in it. Some universities will do the same courses but have completely different modules. So are you interested on the creative side of marketing? Are you interested in the science side and research side? That sort of depends on you and what the university offers. So make sure you know that. 3 is scholarships and funding. So check out what scholarships universities offer. Do you have enough funds? If you do want to save, if you're in about 9th, 10th grade, speak to your parents about it, saying, this is something I'm looking forward to do. Do you think together we can save enough money for this? But make sure your finances are strong. Even as backup, sometimes things don't work out our way, and going back doesn't mean you failed. Sometimes it's not for you and you can't really help it. It's just how things are. It's just how life is. So make sure you have enough for backup as well. And if things don't work out, you have a backup plan and you know exactly what you're doing, basically. And then 4th is being passionate and being hardworking. I stress on this a lot because I've realized that hard work always pays off. If you're passionate about a subject, it will pay off. You just have to constantly be hardworking. You can't be sitting ideally and then be saying, I really want to do this, but not do anything to work towards it. It does take effort to research. It takes time, but you have to give in that sort of time to research. I took about a year, but I was also very, very lucky to have COVID during that time when I was researching. So I did have comparatively a lot of free time to research what I wanted to do, where I wanted to get to. And it took me months, and it will take you months. So it's not an easy process, but you will slowly get there. And I really hope you do. And I really hope you achieve everything that you really want in life. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and it sort of gave you more depth into what I did and what you can do, or where you can sort of begin with. My next video is going to be purely about applications and applying to the UK or other countries. I know more about the UK than the other countries, but I can still help you get an idea. And yeah, that was everything. Thank you for being so incredibly kind always. Some of you are so sweet in my DMs. I actually can cry. Some of your DMs are just so heartwarming. So thank you so much for your love. I don't know what I did to deserve this, but thank you so much. I hope you have a lovely day, and until my next video, see you and thank you for watching. Bye.